Hey guys, it's Jack from Jack Fish Tips here. My tank is a bit grubby at the minute and the best hammock has fallen down, but in particular my pump is running not at its normal rate. So today I just wanted to make a quick video about how to take care of your Fluval Flex 34 litre. So this is the filter that I normally put over the end of the pump to reduce the flow rate because I've got a Betta and they don't like high flow rate, but I currently don't even need that. So today I'm going to do a quick video on basic aquarium maintenance that you probably want to do every 3 to 4 months. Normally you're just going to do your 1 to 2 weekly water changes depending on the water conditions, but sometimes we need to sort out the filters and the pump. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. So before we start doing any maintenance, just get all the things we need together. So I normally just lay down a towel. Then I've got my siphon. I normally just use this tube as well for taking out relatively clean water from the aquarium, and that's what we're going to use to clean the filters. But I'm also going to use the gravel vacuum as well. I've then got one of these guys. This is just for removing algae from the glass because I've got a bit of algae. I'm just going to use these to show you guys something that I think is really useful that I've recently got. I've then got stress coat just for dechlorinating and the new water going in, and obviously a jug for holding in water. So the first thing I'm going to do is vacuum the gravel because it's looking a bit grubby along the front and my grass is yet to grow in, and then I'm going to throw that water away. I'm not going to actually take too much water out when I do the gravel vacuum. Probably looking at maybe 1 litre, maybe 2 litres. I'm going to take most of the water out when I just take the water straight from the tank, and this is what we're going to use to clean the filters and do the tank maintenance. So right now I'm going to do the gravel vacuum and then I'll throw that water away, and then I'm going to just use the tubing from my gravel vacuum to just put some water in here from the aquarium and then show you guys how to clean all the filters. So I've just vacuumed the gravel along the front. It's now looking quite a lot cleaner. I just did it quite gently because I do want to keep some nutrients in the soil here because I want this grass to grow out. But as you can see, this water is looking a bit dirty. So I'm now just going to chuck this water and then I'm going to fill this up about 2/3 of the way to clean the filters out. Okay, so what I've done now is I've removed some more water. I filled the jug about halfway. No exact measurement, but you can see this water is much cleaner. It's not gravel vacuumed or anything like that. And I've just taken that filter piece, which was on top of the other filter, and chucked that in the water. So now I'm going to clean the filters, and to do this, you literally just want to submerge them in your aquarium water, squeeze them out, give them a certain amount of mechanical cleaning just by rubbing your fingers over them. It is a bit difficult to do it sometimes without getting water everywhere, but this is basically what you'd want to do for this filter and for this filter in here. Okay, so both the filters are back in the fish tank now, but to give you an idea, this is now my water, super dirty, just all squeezed out. But we don't really need to worry about that. That is the whole point of these filters. They are there in order to capture the large debris that is going around your fish tank so that it's not staying in your display case and causing issues. So now that I've removed all of that, that's great, but that's not going to solve my pump issue. So now I need to show you how to solve the pump issue. So the pump itself actually has a filter in. So what you're going to want to do is remove this spout and then actually remove the whole pump from the tank. Careful not to damage the heater as you remove your pump. All of my feet have come off my pump. I don't really understand why. If yours have as well, I wouldn't worry about it. As long as the pump itself is submerged, you have nothing to worry about. So I needed 2 hands in order to pull this apart, but it literally does pull off. And basically you've got your inlet, and then this is the pump, and you can see that they're just both full of rubbish, and there is actually some filter material in here that's designed to stop the pump getting gunked up. So you can see quite how much gunk is all over this pump and all over this filter. So now I really need to clean this out, and you can see this is the front here, which is the inlet. So I'm just going to clean this all out now by using this water. It looks dirty, but it doesn't matter. We're just trying to clear off that gunk. We don't really care about how clean the water is. Okay, so I've cleaned that out. You'll see there's still some gunk remaining, but you don't need to worry too much about that. You're more trying to remove enough that you're going to be able to get your normal flow rate back on your pump. So you know that this filter material has a larger piece at the bottom ends. So if you look at the inlets on this side, you want the larger piece of filter below the hole to be on the bottom, and that's where it's going to filter the inlet. You can also see the inlets on either side, and that's why this gets gunked up as well. Like, this is a bit annoying, and this is just part of the Fluval pump. That means you will eventually have to buy a new pump, I suspect, because this will get so gunked up. But this will help increase the longevity of your pump, just cleaning it out like this every few months. So now I'm just going to place this back in to the aquarium. I'm going to replace all the water and I'm going to start it up, and hopefully we'll see that the flow rate is back to normal. Okay, so before I put all the clean water in here, I just wanted to show you guys something that I have recently found that I have hidden away down here. So this is a bag of something called Purigen that you can just get off Amazon. And I just place it in this compartment here. And the reason I wanted to talk about it is because I'm in the UK, and in the UK, our water contains around 50 parts per million nitrate. So any of you that know about the nitrate cycle will know that your fish produce ammonia, that gets turned into nitrite, that then gets turned into nitrate, and nitrate can either get taken up by plants or removed during your water changes. However, 50 parts per million nitrate would be considered high nitrate levels in an established aquarium, and something that you'd want to get rid of for a water change. Because we can't do that in the UK, your options are basically to buy a reverse osmosis deionization kit, and a lot of people in the UK just don't have the ability to house one of these. I was in a flat previously, we're now in a house, but even in the house I don't think I have the room to run a RODI kit and store all of that water. So what I've done is I bought this Purigen stuff, and it sits in the back there, and my nitrates dropped overnight from about 50 parts per million to 5 parts per million, and I haven't seen them raise ever since I put that in. So I still do bi-weekly water changes, but I don't do them any longer to try and reduce the nitrate levels. It's more just for good practice to get some clean water in the tank. I highly recommend it. You can regenerate it using bleach, and you just mix it with a bleach solution. All the instructions are online, and they're supposed to last sort of a few months. And you could see there that some of it started going brown. When it all goes brown, and it's regenerating, and you just do that with a bleach water solution. So I highly recommend that. So now I'm just going to add stress coat to this and add this in, and then we'll turn on the pump and see if the flow rate is back to normal. Okay, so I've just refilled the aquarium, started everything back up. You can see a load of specks in the water because that just all came out of the pump. It's managed to force any of the crud that I dislodged up and out through the pump, so that's good. So that'll now recirculate and go back into the filter. And you can see how much quicker it all is now. So now the flow rate is much quicker. I'm gonna have to put this back on this spout here. And normally I find that with my Betta, if I had a half moon Betta or something like this, it might be a bit more of a struggle, but because my Betta's an elephant ear Betta, I find it that if I put the filter on this outlet here, and then just have this outlet pointing here, this is causing water agitation, which means my water is getting oxygenated, which is what I want. But the flow rate isn't too high. In the past, when I had a half moon Betta, I actually took both of these off and just put this over the whole thing and had a air stone bubbling away to oxygenate the water. I have a video on that. I think it's my review of this as a Betta tank, but both work for me. But with this little guy here, he's quite happy in this flow rate. So now it'll take an hour or so for all these particles to move into the filter, but basically that's how to do your Fluval 34 litre maintenance. So I just wanted to illustrate here that you can really see the flow rate of the particles along the front of the aquarium. However, if we look more deep into the aquarium, the flow rate is really low. So this is quite nice in terms of the flow rate for the Betta. It's ensuring that we are getting water moving through the aquarium at a pretty good rate at the front. And the Betta is actually doing fine. He's happily surfing along the glass right now. He's actually fine, it's just he always does this if I'm close by. So this is a really good indication that we're getting good flow rate with water around the aquarium, but we've also got areas of low flow, which is where my shrimp and my Autosynclus like to hang out, and this guy also likes to go and hang out at some point. So I just wanted to let you guys see that that was the case. So like and subscribe. Please leave any comments about any further videos you'd like on the Fluval 34 litre. Thanks for watching.